Now that looks like Brandon Beane and the Buffalo Bills are done spending in free agency for now. What does the Buffalo Bills salary cap situation look like? Where does that leave us compared to other teams in 2019? And what are we going to look for moving forward? Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome as we break down the NFL salary cap. More importantly, the Buffalo Bills salary cap. Now that we've spent a lot of money, picked up about 11 free agents, and re-signed some players, where are the Bills now in salary cap? We talked about before all this signing where we were with top three, I believe it was, over about 80 million. Well, where are we now? Before we do that, however, guys, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, guys, hit that subscribe button. We keep you updated on everything. Salary cap, free agent news. I did a player-by-player breakdown of every single free agent we've signed so far, and I'm going to do that again. If the Buffalo Bills sign a free agent, even though it doesn't look like we're going to any time in the near future, when we do, I'm going to do a breakdown. I'll break down every single NFL draft pick, and I will be live for the NFL draft. So hit that subscribe button. After you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when we go live. We'll go live for March Madness, just a couple days away. Just found out the seeding for the Buffalo Bulls. So you want to be there for that as well, as we cover both the men and women's college basketball. Not only do we cover the Buffalo Bills, cover the Buffalo Sabres, cover the Buffalo Bulls, cover the Buffalo Bandits, Bisons, Buffalo Buttes. Just lost in overtime, so they lost the cup, but they came close. They came close, so it was beautiful. But again, thank you for joining my Believers Talk. My name is Joe. We are here in this episode to talk about the salary cap. Again, when the 2019 season opened, Buffalo Bills were third in salary cap space. I believe they had close to 80 million. A couple re-signings. Obviously, we need to re-sign some players, and then we did some free agent signings. You guys saw it. Again, I was here with you for every single signing. We signed 11 players, and so what did that do for our cap space? Some of you might be thinking, oh well, the Bills are strapped for cash. We don't know what we're going to next. That's not true. In fact, if you look at Spotrac, we are still in the top 10 as far as NFL teams with best salary cap space available. Now, if you look, the Colts are up there with 77 million, and you're asking yourself, why do the Colts have that much money? And I gotta be honest, I don't know. There are still some good names out there. You look at Houston, formerly of Kansas City. Look at Ndamukong Suh. Maybe they're trying to get some discounts, get some good players. There are some good players still out there. You got Randall Cobb still out there. Few good players out there. Jay Ajayi. Maybe they're trying to get some discounts, and why not at this point? Now that the first wave of free agency is over, why not wait a little bit, see if some of these players are willing to get some deals for a little bit cheaper than they initially thought as well. But let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. Again, still in the top 10 as far as salary cap room remaining. Now, before I go off and let you guys know exactly how much salary cap space we have, please note that both Waddle and Nseke's contracts still have not been made public. I'm not sure why. So these numbers will affect that. Obviously, we have two players still that we're not exactly sure the details of their contract. I'm sure they'll come out soon. It's not that big of a deal, but that will affect obviously the numbers as I give them to you. We'll talk a little bit about the Buffalo Bills, and we'll talk about are there ways where they can get some more cap space, and there are, and we'll probably talk about that in my next video as well. But there's definitely room for more cap space if that's what we want. Again, if we're looking for a Ndamukong Suh or Houston or Anse, right? We're talking about him, Anse, or whatever his name is, from Detroit. We're talking about him. He came to visit. Is he still interested in Buffalo? Is Buffalo still interested in him? And we all heard what Brandon Beane said this weekend, or if you haven't, let me enlighten you. This weekend, he had an interview, and he said that after this weekend, so that's the last 2 days, that they'll start looking towards the NFL draft. Now, that's not to say, and he even says this, that's not to say that they're not going to keep looking at free agency if something becomes available. If they see something that they really like, and that means to me that apparently they don't like anyone in free agency a lot, or at least not enough to give them big money, right? Now, if a player goes down in his contract asking price, maybe Buffalo will be interested at that point. But now they're going to look at the NFL draft, and here on Believers Talk, we're going to shortly start doing that too. I'll give you my mock drafts, both again a 7-round for the Buffalo Bills, and then also a full rundown of my first round mock draft. So I look forward to bringing you that. So let's talk about the salary cap space. Currently, the salary cap space, the cap space for the top 51 players, again, guys, only the top 51 players count against the salary cap when it comes to money. So you want to look at that and say, who are our top 51 guys? So every time we sign a player goes down in that, right? So every time you sign a player, you get a new player, someone comes off that board. But normally you sign one for a little bit more money. What is that called? League minimum is the guy that gets bumped off. So right now we're looking at 36,829,000 in cap space. Now again, we don't know 2 contracts yet, so that's probably closer to 30, maybe a little like high 20s, 28, 29. Maybe we got good deals and they're still low 30s, 31, something like that. But that's our number right now, 36,829,000. So that's what we're looking at. That's still playing money. Again, we do have to count on 10 million of that for our draft picks, right? We hope to sign all 7 rounds of our draft picks. Normally, that's how it works. You draft 7, and then you sign all 7. Or at least for us, we're going to draft 10, right? We have 10 draft picks so far. Now we'll see if we have 10 at the end of the draft. I know Brandon Beane probably wants to make some deals at come draft time as well, but we'll see what happens. And then you also have to talk about people like Robert Foster, unrestricted free agent, who we might pick up and then might play for our Buffalo Bills. But that is where we are looking at cap space. Currently sitting again at 36.829 million. Again, we're still in the top 10 in the NFL. And you look at dead cap money, we're still at 7.49 million. And the contracts that were made are indicative of something that's not going to leave us strapped for cash because of dead cap money like it did last year. So I really like the contracts. What Brandon Beane, listen, I want to talk about this for a second. What Brandon Beane has done, I think has been a great job. You know, we heard the Giants GM talk about how he called out to Buffalo after the Antonio Brown situation fell through. We heard them talk about Antonio Brown. We heard that they were in the Le'Veon Bell sweepstakes. Guys, he might not be getting the big names, but he's at least asking about them. And that's what I want on my GM. I don't know about you guys. He's looking at them and saying, hey, what are these guys worth? What do you guys want from us? Is it worth it? And yeah, okay, they're deciding not to, but at least they're doing their due diligence and looking at these players. So I'm excited about that. I think the GM, Brandon Beane, and the Buffalo Bills organization is doing a pretty good job so far this offseason. Now, again, a lot of these signings are depth signings. Don't just think because we have a whole bunch of offensive talent on the line now that our offensive line automatically is going to be better. That's not necessarily true. We hope it's true. Of course we hope it's true. But we still need to build in the draft. We still need to look for that key piece. And is that key piece with center from Kansas City, Morse, whose name I just forgot, but Morse from Kansas City at center. Is that our centerpiece? That's fine. Eric Wood was our centerpiece before he got injured and was forced to retire. So I'm not saying that can't happen. But who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what Brandon Beane and company have up their sleeve? I look forward to seeing it. I hope you do too, and you can see it all unfold right here on Believe Stock. So again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, guys, we're about ready to kick off the 2019 season, or at least it already has kicked off. There's no such thing as an off season around here, baby. We talk about the Bills, we talk about the Sabres, and I just mixed that up, but that's okay. We talk about the Buffalo Bulls. March Madness coming this Friday. Men's team at 4, women's team at 4:30. You better believe I'm doing that split screen. I will keep you posted on all the scoring in both games and all the action. So I hope you look forward to watching that with me. March Madness is always fun. Buffalo Bills getting ready to get ready for the draft. I look forward to that. And then the Buffalo Sabres season coming to an end. But they're looking like they keep trying to improve, and that's a good thing. We'll talk more about them in their offseason. But again, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give you a little update on the salary cap information. Next video, we're going to do a little love them or leave them. Some players that we could keep who might go against the salary cap. Some people we could drop that would help the salary cap out. We're talking Chris Ivory, Vladimir Dukas, and some others. Some names that I like that I wouldn't want to see go, but maybe that cap space might help us out down in the long run. So we'll see you next time. I look forward to doing that video, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. So leave a comment in the comment section. How do you feel the Bills have done this offseason? Do you think they've done a good job spending wisely? And what do you want to see them do continuing this 2019 offseason? I look forward to seeing you all soon. Like this video, again, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Until I do, go Bills.